go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Who are you Blues fan? We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues!
And aloha! Welcome to the Blue Note Fan Report post-game show. Wow. First star is Ryan O'Reilly, 2 goals and assists, but that could change. It looks like he may have tipped the Wallman goal, and he could end up with 4 points tonight. So I got to hold off on the points, so you may not get points tomorrow. But oh my goodness, what a game. Let's bring him in. Hey, Lance, I mean, what the hell was that tonight?
Looks like the Wild were a little overconfident, and it looks like the Blues played the game they did against the Golden Knights the other night. That looked like the difference to me.
Oh my goodness. Yeah.
Just a pounding. And unlike 99% of the time when they get a several goal lead, they go into a defensive mode. They didn't go into any defensive mode in this game.
No, not at all. And they kept pushing it. Mary Ann says, hey, there's a chance that O'Reilly got a hattie. There's a chance. They haven't. I have a feeling that that's going to change.
I wanted to say one thing.
Jeremy
real
Rutherford
quick.
just tweeted
ahead.
from Ackerman. Update, Tallman upper body injury is day to day. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is good. That is good. We went Blues, and they did today, finally. Darkness, they played a full 60. Lance, Arizona is losing big. Yeah, it was 4-0 last I looked. Tanner, 9-1. Good grief. This was the best game played of the year. I'll say that.
It's going to be a combination of the teams losing to the Blues. And teams like Arizona, I believe, only have 1 game left against the Blues. They're going to have to start losing too. It's going to be a combination of several different things. The Blues winning, Arizona losing, and the Wild losing to the Blues.
Yeah, that's going to be huge. And we talked about that the last game. I kind of went on and said, look, we're facing the Wild 7 times. You've got to win those games because that's what's going to happen. Mary thinks that hit on Thomas was dirty. I honestly didn't completely see it. She thought that the player left his skates.
No, he was going for the hit. Thomas got himself in a position once he made his commitment to hit. I don't think any on the Blues thought it was a bad hit because I think even though the game was out of hand in the Blues' favor, I still think somebody would have pushed him around a little bit or done something. It's one of those things that, guys, if you've never played the game, when you commit to hit a guy and he turns or he starts to lean down, you can't stop yourself. You're going to hit him. And sometimes it looks like a bad hit, but in that instance, I don't think it was a bad hit. And let's hope he's not hurt, because he played very well in this game. And I thought he was pretty decent in the Vegas game.
Yeah, he got up pretty quick. He got off on his own. Jason Nichols, I don't think they ran. I think they stopped the game bell at like 6. I mean, I don't think you want to embarrass your opponent. Before we go any further, I said I would give out 2 of these with a hockey card if we won. Well, I'm going to give one of them out right now. So what I did is I put a random number generator on my phone, and based on your picks, let me see if I can find that random number. There we go. Based on your picks, the number that you picked from number 2 all the way down to, oh, and I got to make sure I do it by timestamp. Okay, yep. So I got it by timestamp. So based on when you made your picks, here's going to be the first winner. And the first winner is going to be number 30. And number 30 is Shane Barklow. Shane Barklow. Shane, you got to get a hold of me. If someone knows him, tell him to get a hold of me. You're going to win one of these. And I put the cards in the hat, mixing them up, and I'm going to pick one out. And the card that you're going to get, hey, Tyler Bozak. So there you go. I know it's not much, but you know what? It's something, and something's better than nothing. So that's what I'm going to give you. That's what you've earned. That's the first store prize from me and Forrest Crump Enterprises and John Hefner. Thank you so much. And I got one more to give away later in the show. Sorry about that, Lance.
No, that's all right. I wanted to say one thing before I forget, because I know I'll get talking and I'll forget.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier about the expansion draft. The Blues have two choices. They can protect 7 forwards and 3 defensemen and 1 goalie, or they can protect 8 total skaters. So in other words, if a team is really bad defensively but has great offense, if they wanted to, they could protect 5 defensemen and 3 skaters and 1 goalie. So the Blues are going to have 11 players left unprotected, if I'm counting right. There's going to be a lot of good players left unprotected, guys. I think the 3 defensemen, I think the Blues are going to do the 10. I think the 3 defensemen are going to be Krug, Parayko, and Falk. I think the rest of the guys are going to be left unprotected.
Yep, they're going to be left unprotected. And so now you're looking at how many skaters? 6 skaters, right? Or 7 skaters?
It's 7 skaters and 3 defensemen.
Okay, so 7 skaters. You're looking Shin, Parashenko, O'Reilly, Schwartz,
Perron.
You got 3 more.
Blay.
So
I think they're gonna protect Blay.
Blay. Okay, I could see Blay. Sanford.
If it's up to Berube, Sanford will be on the protected list.
Okay. And then you've got that one spot that you can kind of let someone figure it out as they're going.
Yep.
Mary says that since it's called a penalty, think it could be reviewed. You know, it could be reviewed, right? It really could, but like I said, I got to go back and see it later. Not sure. Chris Shockley, hear me out. Next year, if your player gets a hat trick, that's already. That's already Chris. That's already been there. If your player gets a hat trick, you get a bonus point, and if your goalie gets a shutout, you get a bonus point. That's already in there. Read the rules. It's in the rules.
Yeah.
I know that's in there. Yeah. Right?
So
that's already there.
Yeah. The Blues are going to have some decisions to make, and there's going to be some good players left unprotected. The good thing is Vegas can only take one unless they, work out another trade with you after that. Take one, and then
Seattle can only take one.
Yeah, Seattle can only do that one, and then if they want one of your players, they can trade for it later.
Right. E says leave Tank unprotected because nobody will pick him. He's too much. No.
He's not going to be.
You leave him unprotected. They'll take him, and you say that no, he's butts in the seats. That's what. And
like Guy and I have said, this injury takes a long time to heal from your second shoulder surgery. You don't feel like taking a hit. You don't feel comfortable. It takes a while to get your legs back, guys. He's been gone a long time. I don't care if he's been skating for 2 months. Skating's one thing. Being in game shape is another thing. If he flops, let's say they make the playoffs and he flops for the rest of the season and flops in the playoffs, they start next year and he's not doing well, I think he could be gone at the trade deadline. But before then, it would take a really, really good deal, and he would have to be playing very bad.
Yeah. Well, actually, no. The no trade clause, you do not have to be protected. It's a no movement clause.
That's right.
And they don't give out. We don't have anybody. I think we have some modified no movements, but we don't have any straight no movement clauses. So I don't think so. So, that's the no trade clause. I mean, it's going to come down to it. Barbashev, you protect Barbashev. I mean, he's been. Here's the thing about Barbashev. He has such flashes where he looks like he could be a 25-goal scorer, and then he has flashes where he doesn't look like he even knows what a puck is. That's what's frustrating about the guy. I could see them leaving him unprotected. Does it mean they will? I don't know. They've got a lot of decisions to make, and I'm going to tell you right now, I wouldn't want to be Armstrong, Stillman, and Berube in the room making those decisions, because there's going to be some very good players left unprotected. No, I agree. This is the first time that they've scored 9 goals since February 9th, 2011. Wow.
That was against the Avalanche,
amazing.
wasn't it? That was against the Avalanche, wasn't it?
Oh, the Ducks.
The Ducks.
Ducks. I dare anyone to have an ACL meniscus surgery if you can perform it less than a year post-op. Yeah, that's absolutely true.
That's absolutely true.
Absolutely true. I mean, I'm still not right for mine.
We have to look at it this way. Berube said that Fabry didn't fit in his system, which probably was right because Berube wasn't using him in an offensive fashion. So he plays a couple years after his injury, or he plays, gets hurt again, plays a little bit for the Blues. He wasn't fully healed then. I know people in the locker room that said his knee was swelling up every night. He gets fully healed. He's starting to get fully healed with Detroit. He's going to be a 15 to 20 goal guy if he stays healthy.
Yeah. No, he didn't. Berube didn't like him in the system. He didn't like speed. Berube doesn't like speed, and that had a lot to do with it.
Yep, it's the same way. It's the same way that Hitchcock didn't like Oshie.
Yeah, and Brock. Yeah, unfortunately, Brock was supposed to be with me, but he got held up and not going to be able to. So I got Lance, just as good though. Sam brings up a good point about protecting Sundqvist, right? But you can get away with Sundqvist. You might actually get away with Sundqvist and not have to protect him. Leave him on IR.
Yeah, but the only thing is with LTIR, they've got to be really unhealthy and not just on.
He's not supposed to be reevaluated until start of training camp.
Yeah, So they're not going to bring him off of that. He's on there, and so in other words, he's protected. So I wouldn't worry about Sundqvist.
Take Jake Wallman's goal away. Bring credit to Ryan O'Reilly, his second hat trick. So everybody who picked O'Reilly now has 5 points.
Yep.
For O'Reilly. O'Reilly gains. That's our first hat trick in this contest in 2 years that someone's picked. So there you go. O'Reilly gets 5 points. This is gonna absolutely shake up the contest. And Darkness, I don't know why you're not playing. You watch every show. If you are, let me know who you are on the contest so I know. But you got to be playing, man. You guys got to be playing.
Guy, you know how hard it is to put your name in and score and email address. It's just so difficult. It takes like 18 seconds. Who has 18 seconds of time to do it? I'm being a smart aleck.
Oh, I know you are. I get it. Hey, Sam, once you go through the points, I'll double check on you. Just let me know, buddy. Sam's helping me with the show. We're trying to get him a tablet so he can take it over from me.
Hey guys,
I was hoping Wallman would get 2 goals in 2 games. That would have been nice. But you could see that the puck went from like this to this. Yeah, it changed.
It changed directions. Yeah, and you know what? I'm excited. I'm so excited after these 2 games. They've played it. These last 2 games have been in their top 3 games of the year. Like you said, that first one against Colorado was pretty dang good. Yeah. And these 2 are right along there. But I think in this game, they were more dominant than they were in that first Colorado game from start to finish. With Bennington's first save.
They faced better competition in the Colorado game. Minnesota quit playing in the third. They had 2 shots.
Yeah, but that also got a lot to do with the Blues just being all over the ice too.
Right. And Jim Siegel brings up Kyrou, and Kyrou's possibly gone. Hey, Jim, while we're talking, Jim, all I got to say is I had that second interview with Gary Unger, and we're going to release it on Sunday because we're working on it. It was so powerful, and I mean powerful. I'm talking powerful now. I wish Jeremy was here to tell you.
It blew Guy's internet connection. It was so powerful. He had to go in and restart everything back up.
Almost, man. This interview is so powerful. Brock has said I could write 3 2,500-word stories off it.
I think you could write 1 or 2 off the first interview you did with him.
Yeah, you probably could. It's really great.
You can do a Gary Unger part 1, Gary Unger part 2.
Yeah, we were going to do a part 2, but wow. I mean, what?
Guy,
I'll just give a hint.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you something. Like I told you before you interviewed him, he's going to be one of your best interviews. 2 years from now, even after all these other interviews you've done, He's going to be your best interview. Everybody that's ever got to interview him said that they never had enough time. They wanted to spend 4 hours with him, 5 hours, 6 hours.
He's already told me I have an open door with him. Just give him a call if we want to do more.
He's awesome.
Right? He is. Yeah. He's given me some access that I would have never expected, and he's gladly opened it up. Tim Walker says 4-2 Blues. Hey Tim, you got to put it in the contest. Go to stlfanreport.com. Go to stlfanreport.com. Look under contest. It's right there. Easy to enter, my friend. Please try that. But I want to tell you a little bit about this interview. Before we put it out, we kind of left off the last interview with Bob Gessoff passing. And he had said that was a watershed moment for him.
Oh,
and we open up with that.
Yeah,
he gets really into it. He talks about his sister having polio and not being able to walk, right? And you're talking in the 60s now, right? And usually when you had polio back then, you didn't survive. She's still alive. She said he had to always crawl on her hands in that. That I was the only guy on the team that lost to his sister in an arm wrestling match. What he brings up, and he brings up Edmonton Oilers and playing with Gretzky and some of that. Guys, please take the time. This is one of them that don't rush through. And if you haven't watched the first one, please take time. You know what? There's a chance. I've talked to him, Jim, and there's a good chance that I can get him on during a show. We have talked about it, and he is interested. You
know what? I've had great times interviewing Grant and getting to know Grant over the last 2 years, Grant Fuhr, and you saw what a good interview he was with you. Yeah. There's guys you interview and you think, man, that was fun. That was fun. They're honest to earth guys. Then there's guys you interview like Grant Fuhr, Gary Unger, and guys like that. And you think you're just blown away. I mean, you're just totally blown away at how humble they are, how honest they are, how heartfelt they are. Just great, great guys. And I remember when Bob Gassoff died. And I remember how the whole team was shaken up. And Gary was very close to Bobby. He was very close to him. And a lot of players did call him Bobby, but we know him as Bob. A lot of he was torn up. The whole city of St. Louis was. I don't know how that team played after that, because he was a huge part of that team. And I'm going to tell you right now, if Bob Gassoff would have played in the NHL for years and then retired, he'd have been a first or second ballot Hall of Fame player.
Absolutely agree. And not only that, see, I did another interview last night with Kurt Bennett, who came right after that.
Yeah.
Right after that, came at that 77-78 season. And he talks about how these guys, they were just, how they played that game, he doesn't know.
Yeah, it was a shock to
that first game, and they wore Bob's 3 on it, and he called him Bobby too. He talked about having a fight with Bobby at one time. It was really, Kurt Bennett only played 4 years, 3.5 years with the Blues.
Yeah.
But he's got some really great stories about the Blues, about when he played for the Atlanta Flames. We really get into it.
I want you guys to imagine, let's say, and heaven forbid, I'm just making examples of what it did to the Blues. Imagine right now if this team lost Braden Shin to an accident, or if this team lost Pietrangelo when he was here, or this team lost David Backes. It hurt them terribly, not just on the ice, but emotionally. This team was a wreck, but every night, I remember them as a kid coming out and playing, and they weren't a great team. I'm not going to lie, but they always gave it their best, gave it their best.
Well, hey, Tim, yes, you can. I have an entry from Australia. This is me. I'm not, no contest, basic contest rules here. Be honest with each other. I can ship anywhere. May take a little bit longer to get it to you, but just realize that. And I've gotten stuff shipped to me from Canada. Absolutely, Tim. And I'm in Hawaii. So please join it. And I love that you're from Plager's hometown of Peterborough. If you know people, Tim, I'll put this out. If you know people that knew Bobby or knew the Plagers and someone that would want to come on the show, let me know and send me a message. You can email me at guy@stlfanreport.com. Let me put that up real quick. And I'm sorry for jumping over you, boss.
No, it's your show, buddy.
Hey, well, we can get along. You know, it's our show. I look at it that way. It's our show. So you can email me that. They can email me there. I would love to get someone, because I didn't get the chance to interview Bobby, and I get everyone to tell me Bobby stories.
Guy, do me a favor. Do me a big favor.
Yeah.
I have found from shipping things to Canada, you'll have to declare a value. Make sure it's, like a picture and all that. Just put like 10, 15 bucks. If you put a high amount, when they deliver it to him, he'll have to pay a tax on it in Canada. And the only way Guy would have a problem shipping something to Canada or giving you a prize if it was a cash prize over a certain amount. But with what he's given away, there's no issues at all with it.
Yeah. The only thing that I'd be worried about is if he won the plaque.
Yeah, you'd have to put the worth down, and he may pay some taxes on it.
Yeah. With the plaque is $100. Or $200. Pardon me. The plaque was $200. He says, my friend and old teammate Kirby Irving was at Gary's farm when Bob Gassel passed away. You guys are right. The whole team was pretty messed up for a long time. And you what? If you want to have if you think Kirby would come on and talk to me, let me know. I'd greatly appreciate it, because and I've learned something. Like me and Lance talked about something offline, and I'm going to tell a little bit about it, but I can't tell a lot. I was invited to a hockey Christian ministry Zoom call. And I really can't say everybody that was on the call, but I was with a whole bunch of, I don't even know how to say it, man. I was with some really, really good guys.
Just say some very well-known hockey players and people associated with hockey.
Yes. Very, very well-known hockey players. And they talked about some very personal things. And I figured out, I realized what my purpose is, and I'm their archiver. That's what I am. I can be their archiver. I can let their stories live. And that's what I want to do. I want to let stories live. I'm letting Kurt's stories live. I'm letting Gary's stories live, because this isn't him talking to some, reporter or whatever that's trying to get a story. This is him talking to someone who's a fan, who wants to enjoy it.
Yep. And Guy, I look at it the same way, no matter who I interview. I want to know about their hockey career, but I want to know them personally too. Like Grant and I talked about some of his struggles, his supposed drug use. He explained it fully to me. I asked him, I said, you mind if I talk about this in the interview? He goes, no, it was part of my life, good or bad. It's out there. I don't mind talking about it. He could have said, no, don't ever question me about it. This is not just about talking hockey. This is about preserving these guys' legacy in hockey, yes, but also about them as people and their personal lives and how it all intertwined. It's different than if somebody like a Jeremy Rutherford, and we all love Jeremy Rutherford, or Thomas, or any of these other guys, when they do interviews, they're there to do a job. And Guy and I kind of look at it as a job, but at the same time, we don't. We're here to bring those guys' story to life and let you know who they were, who they are, where they were, and where they are now at their life. It's a whole different ball of wax.
Oh, yeah. So I'm going to give the second one of these away with a card. Let me start and go with the number. Here we go. That's too quick. I want you guys to actually see it. So,
all right, I've got to do something.
Here we go.
There
we go. Number 9. I think that's a 9. Yes, number 9.
Sammy Blay.
Number 9. Chris Knight. Chris Wayne Knight, and you're going to get, let me kind of do it this way.
Shake it up.
Shake them up, shake them up, shake them up, and get one right here. And you've got, Knight. You're going to be happy. You got the captain, Ryan O'Reilly.
That's great.
Well, Chris Knight and the other guy was Shane Brokaw. I hope I'm saying that right. You guys need to get a hold of me, Facebook or guy@stlfanreport.com, and I will get with you and try and get these cards to you, cards in the koozie. So thank you so much. A lot of fun doing that. No, the Gary Unger, man, I'm telling you, when you watch this, if you watch it, you're going to have tears in your eyes. I got to be honest with you, man. And Mike Dante says, Lance, thanks for keeping me sane and talking to me while I'm at work like Guy does. This win was amazing. I'm still going bonkers in my fan cave. You know, this team is putting fans through an emotional roller coaster. And I thought about writing something like that. But, and this is a roller coaster that, as much as we say we hate it, absolutely freaking love it. We love this. We really do.
I just wish that they would tease us a little bit in the regular season. Win 3 or 4 and look like this. Tease us a little bit. Don't keep it all till the end of the season.
Well, you know what? I've heard this a few times, and it's the Blues have 2 good halves always. They never put a whole season together.
That's
right?
Since I was a little kid, that's normally the way they've always been, except for maybe 99, 2000, 80, 81, and a couple other years. But for the most part, they'll have a good quarter season, bad quarter season, or bad half. It's never from the beginning to the end in the top 2 or 3. I mean, I don't remember it being that way, but besides a couple years.
Oh yeah, I've got it. Well, you bring up something. I got to bring up something about the that 80-81 season.
The team that lost to
forget.
Pittsburgh. Yep.
Oh my goodness! No, we lost to
No, that's right.
the
The team that
Rangers.
beat Pittsburgh and they lost to the Rangers.
Pittsburgh
That's
and
right,
lost to the Rangers. That's when they did the top 16 teams in the league, no matter what you were.
That's right.
What your division placing was.
Yep.
The top 16 teams in points, and
Did
then you
know,
reseeded each
you know why
round.
the NHL stopped doing that?
Too many Eastern teams, right?
Too many West Coast teams. Too many West Coast and
Coast.
Central teams. Towards the last part of it, out of the 16, there was only like 3 or 4 East Coast teams making it.
Yeah. No, I could see that. I could see that. No, so that 80-81 team, I want to bring something up here real quick, if you don't mind. It's going to take me a second. Lance, while I'm trying to bring this up, can you talk about what this win, and well, basically we're 1 point behind Phoenix, and if they lose tonight, what this win really means to the Blues, and how important it was tomorrow that they come out and do the same thing while I'm trying to bring this up.
Yeah, I think the night's win was important. Every win's important. Tonight's win is important. You know, they're getting closer and closer to Arizona. Like Guy said, if Arizona loses tonight, you know, they're going to be in a much better position. Guys, this team is coming together. And, you know, you guys know that I'm more of a realist than or somebody that's a rah type of guy. I've got to see a couple games before I really feel like this team is turning the corner. Right now, I think they're getting ready to turn that steering wheel. They're almost around that corner, and they've got to keep this going. They can't have a letdown tomorrow night and lose the game. You know, whether it's even if it's 2-1, 3-1, let's keep this rolling. Let's get 3, 4, 5 wins in a row. Then I'm not going to say you should lose. Don't get me wrong, but then you can maybe not relax. You can still keep pedal to the metal. But if you lose the game, you don't go, oh my God, we're in trouble now. It's much better coming from a position of power, winning all these 2 games in a row, than it is to be 0-3 and lose another game. These guys are very confident right now. They're playing together. Berube's allowing their speed to be used for most of the game. And like Guy and I have been saying all year, even when they were injured, they had speed on the ice, and he wasn't letting them use it. See what happens when you use speed and you play sound defensively. You don't have to play great defensively to win in the NHL. If you play sound, mistake-free defense and you've got a good goaltender and you can score, you're going to go a long way.
Yep. Yeah, I agree with that. Ashley says maybe if we win 4 in a row, then we'll get excited. Yeah, well, 4 in a row means we would beat Minnesota, or 4 in a row, or we're 2 in a row. So 4 in a row would mean we would beat Minnesota 3 times and Vegas once, with the Avalanche coming up.
Yep.
Avalanche got embarrassed by the Wild, who we just embarrassed. So that's something to talk about. Now, this is what I wanted to bring up, Lance. I'm going to put this on screen here.
Take your time.
We'll screen it here, so hopefully you can see this. This is the 1980-81 team. Their record was 45, 18, and 17. They were first in the Smythe division.
Yep.
Big Red was the coach. Brian Suter was the captain. They were second of 21 teams in goals for, and goals against, they were 7th. Well, let's look at some of these players. Wayne Babbage.
Yep.
Jack Braunschweidel.
I love Blair Chapman.
Mike
Blair
Colby.
Chapman.
Say again?
I said I love Blair Chapman.
Tony Curry. Blake Dunlop.
Yep.
Bernie Federko. Gary Hart.
Rick
Hines. Bob Hess. Hines just had a cup of coffee, I think. Bob Hess. Ed Kia. Ralph Clausen. Dick Limby. Rick LaPointe. Chuck Leafy. Mike Liute. Paul McLean. Brian Maxwell. Joe Micheletti. Heartland Mohan. Craig Norwich. Larry Patey.
Heartland Monahan.
Heartland Monahan, I'm sorry.
That's all right, bud.
Craig Norwich, Ed Stanikowski, Bill Stewart, Brian Sutter, Perry Turnbull, and Mike Zook. I've already talked to 2 of those, and I'm about to talk to 2 more. All right? I've talked to Mike, and I've had, who else did I have? Mike Liute.
Yep.
I have Larry Patey coming up.
And the other one right below it.
And I'm not going to say who the other one is.
All right. I'll just tell people it's one of the people below.
It's one of the people below. Yes, it is one of the people below. And I got to check in.
If you can get Jorgen Pedersen, that would be great. I mean, he wasn't a great player, but he was a very good player for a while. And we used to call him the Sweet Swede. He was just an awesome player. 37
goals, 36 assists, 73 points. Yeah, I'd say that was a heck of a season.
Yeah.
Right.
6'2", 185, which was good size for back then.
Yeah. They got him listed at, oh yeah, wrong one.
Yep. 6'2", 185 right there.
Yeah.
Yep.
So yeah, this is going to be fun. I mean, I'm actually going to try and get this entire team. I'm going to shoot for it. I think they're all still with us.
I think they are. If I can look at some of the names, I'll have to look into it some more. Yeah. Ed Kia, I think he's still alive. Rick Hines, I think he is. Blake Dunlop, I think he is. We know Bernie is. I think Wayne Babbage, I think Wayne is still with us.
Wayne is.
Jack Schneidel. I love Jack Schneidel too. What a great player.
Yeah, so that's my goal right now, is to get that entire team. Yeah, I'm going to start working on it because that's a team that we need to remember. And I think a lot of people, and I've heard it before, they didn't realize that team was that good, you know?
I watched him that season, and it's like, you remember how the Rams could just take on people and from the get-go, they'd be up 14-0 and just make them look bad when Kurt Warner was here? That's kind of the way this team was from the drop of the puck. The other team, 98% of the time, just looked like they were outplayed. They were smaller than the Blues. The Blues were faster than them. Bernie was flying around the ice, setting behind the goal, setting people up. Babbage was knocking people around. Perry Turnbull was knocking people around. It was just a great, great team. And I'm sorry some of you younger people that are under 40, 35 years old didn't get to see the team, but man, they were good. As a 11, 12-year-old kid, it was great to see that team.
Hey, the story so far, Vince, all I got to say is we're coming.
Yeah, Vince, we're coming, buddy.
We're coming. And that tonight, well, you know what? Here's the answer. Here's the answer. The answer's tomorrow.
Yeah.
You had 2 solid wins, right? You had the win against Vegas where you outplayed them except for the second period.
Yep.
Then you come and you put this game together.
It was a complete game. Remember before the game, I said they got to play a complete game. And it was, there was 30, 40 seconds every now and again where they would allow a good scoring opportunity. But who's there in the crease? Jordan Bennington making the big save. Guys, I'm a realist, and I am so happy they've won 2 in a row. But like Guy said, let's get 3, 4 in a row. Let's continue this streak. And the next 8 games, let's go 6-2. Let's go 7-1. Let's not slide into the playoffs. Let's just go head first into the playoffs, showing our heart, showing everything that we've got. Let's show Vegas. Let's show the Avalanche that, hey, you may finish ahead of us, but we've caught up to some of these guys, and you're going to have to really play us hard to beat us.
He says once they get 14 straight games of points, then we can talk. You played all the bottom. You played most of the bottom guys.
Hey, I'm going to tell you what. Colorado's a good team, but if the Blues play tonight against Colorado, like they played tonight, the Blues win that game. I'm sorry, Vince, but the Blues win that game.
I absolutely. There's maybe one team in the league right now one team that I think the Blues may have beat the Blues tonight, and that's Tampa Bay. That's the only team that I think could have beat the Blues tonight because of the similar style.
I think Tampa and I think Florida could have played them well. I love Florida's game. What Joe Quenneville has done, I know people were onto him last year, and they were onto Bobrovsky last year.
Yeah,
that's a good team that they could really do some damage.
They're moving. You're right. Yeah,
Tampa
he needed that time. He needed
this
that
game.
time.
Hey, if this would have been against Tampa, it probably would have been 9-5.
Yeah, quite possible.
But
who
Jordan
do you think
Binnington,
the Wild
you know
will
what?
start tomorrow? That's easy. They're starting Cam Talbot. They're starting Cam Talbot.
Yep.
Huso in tomorrow. I'm not sure what I do. You don't want to mess with Benny Swagger. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You want my personal opinion? You keep Bennington in, and I think if Craig Berube's smart, even though he didn't face a ton of shots, but he faced some decent shots, but he wasn't overworked. He never looked tired in that third period. You've got to start him.
He only had 2 shots.
I understand if he doesn't, but I think 90% in Berube's mind, he's starting him.
Yeah. Right. I'm with you.
And you know what? Bennington probably after the game said, Coach, I'm in tomorrow night, right?
Yeah, more than likely. Vegas is up 5-0 on. So we're 1 point out of a playoff spot right now.
Awesome.
It doesn't matter at the end of the season who has the most points. It matters who's on the hot streak, and that is an absolute dead on point.
Guy and I talked about that. The guy and I talked about that after the game the other night. It doesn't matter what you do in the season. Your team has to be hot in those last 3 to 4 weeks, 2 weeks to get into the playoffs. And right now the Blues are. And Guy, I want to say to those people that have been emailing me saying I'm a fair weather fan because I'm down on them when they're losing, I'm up on them when they're winning. No, what did I just say? These 2 games are great, but let's see what else you got. Let's keep it going 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Let's go 6-2. Let's go 5-2, 6-1, whatever. That's what I want to see from this team because that's what it's going to take to get into the playoffs.
Yeah, no. That's right, Mary. I was supposed to get a hold of you the other day, and I forgot. I'm sorry. I get so busy with some of this stuff. Trust me. I'm sorry, Mary.
People, I want to tell you, I did a vlog years ago, and it takes time to edit everything and do everything right. And even just a podcast like I have with The Drop, it takes time, and sometimes we forget people to respond. It's not on purpose. I know Guy, if he remembered it, he would have responded to what your question was or your need. So, just please understand we're all very busy.
I know, Mary. Thanks, Mary. I know she loves me. No, hey, guys, this was a great win. Tomorrow is important. Tomorrow is important. You've got to come out tomorrow. You cannot come out overconfident, and that's the thing.
Oh, and
because you just embarrassed.
Isn't that game at 5?
No, it's at 7.
It's at 7. I thought it. Why was I thinking 5?
No, it's at 7. Next weekend is at 5.
Next weekend, that's what it was. Next weekend, the Saturday game's at 5.
5, yeah.
Yep.
Next weekend, it's an earlier Saturday game. But no, I'm pretty sure tomorrow's game is.
Yep, it's at 7.
Yeah.
Hey guys, you know how much more fun it is for Guy and I to talk about a win?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, tomorrow's an 8 Eastern, so 7 o'clock game.
It's so much more fun for Guy and I to talk about a win, and I know we're negative when there's losses, but there's reasons to be negative, especially when they lose 4, 5, 6 in a row. But man, if we were to sit up here and tell you they haven't been good for the last 2 nights, then you could rip us. But these last 2 nights are in their top 3 games.
You gotta be, here's the thing. Here's the thing with doing this, right? We're fans, but at the same time, I'm here to tell you how I feel about the team. That's what it is. It's my feeling. And if they played like junk, I gotta say they played like junk, right? I've asked Chris Kerber about that. I asked Alex Ferraro about that. I asked Scott Warman about that. I asked Aaron Pang about that. How do you handle such a bad when they play like this? Just handle it. You say the truth, right? Say the truth. They play bad, and then you go to the next game. And that's what we do. We call it like we see it. So you want to say I'm a fair weather fan because I call it a game? No, I'm being honest.
Yeah. That's
all it is. Don't have optimistic criticism. Nothing gets fixed. Yeah, and that's a great point. That's a great point. And we sit here and we talk the best we can, man. Yeah. Well, guys, we went. Yep. Oh, go ahead, Lance.
No, go ahead. I've had people tell me that I look forward to criticizing them. Trust me, guys. I played hockey for years. I know how tough it is to win a gate night in and night out. And like I said, I can't imagine how tough it is in the NHL level. So I respect these guys, even on losing nights. But if they're bad, they're bad. If they're good, awesome.
Absolutely. So, guys, this is Guy and Lance from the Blue Note Fan Report, brought to you by Forrest Crump Enterprises, Four Stories Coffee. Check them out on Facebook, and by Mike Zook Enterprises. Check him out. Look up at MikeZook.com. Great stuff. And here's something to look at. I put a picture of 2 possible shirts that Mike has for me, and I'm going to see what we can do, and I might be selling those shirts on my site. So, right? And then if you guys are buying those shirts, then I'll start getting some of my shirts. But I check my Facebook page. You'll see them there. Facebook still hates me. I can post once a day in a group.
Yep. And I've got shirts out there too, and I'm in the middle of making some other ones. And I can't remember if it's on Designed by Humans or one of the other sites, but if you look up the Drop Hockey podcast, and then look up t-shirts, it should show up.
Well, this is Guy and Lance saying aloha, mahalo, and you got to know we're bleeding blue with you, and we can't wait to see you on the next Blue Note Fan Report. Aloha and mahalo. Dun, dun, dun.